I'm Gary McNamara. We'll hear from Jonathan Curley, who commented on it. And, we talk about a lot of these things. When you think about it, the I would say that the top legal analyst right now in the United States, constitutional legal analyst, is Curley. I would say you're right. Yeah. Even over Bush. Yeah. Really explains things in very simple ways. He's a Democrat, too. He's not a Republican. He's not a conservative, but he's somebody who is an old school liberal who believes in the Constitution. And he was asked this a few times, no, he was talking about that they had to go there. We said they had to go to an impeachment inquiry. Not that you can't, you know, put out subpoenas, but it, when you get to an impeachment inquiry, you are then part of the Constitution. Yeah. The impeachment inquiry is a part of the Constitution. Right. Courts generally tend to take it more seriously if you put out a subpoena and the administration won't respond to it. Right. And so that's what they're trying to do, and they're trying to get the subpoena for all the bank records. That's what they want. The LLCs, they want to find out all that stuff because that's where it is. And the other thing is, because everything is political, they already know that the American public and the majority of the American public believe the president is corrupt. The polls show it. It's not me saying it. Right. The polls show it. Raising it to the level of impeachment inquiry, now the media has to pay attention to it.
Top of the hour news is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Professional Drivers, FPPF is the producer of the legendary fuel-powered diesel fuel treatment and has truck stops and other retail outlets throughout North America. Visit fppf.com.
Eric and Gary for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Tons of questions about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. We thought we'd do a little Q&A. Here's a question. Does it work on any smell? Yes, the Thunderstorm gets rid of strong odors from cooking, cigarette smoke, litter boxes, and more. Even the mildew smell from basements. How long does it take to work? Immediately. The Thunderstorm starts working in seconds to clear a room of any odor. What about replacement filters? No, you never need them. Does the Thunderstorm Air Purifier really work? Over 350,000 Thunderstorms have been sold already with thousands of 5-star reviews online. Here's a question we get a lot. How do I get a deal on the Eden Pure Thunderstorm? Right now, you can save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code REDEYE. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code REDEYE, and you get free shipping.
Hi, Tom Bodette. I heard about this exclusive deal between Motel 6 and Denny's. So exclusive, in fact, that I can't get it. It's just for truckers, and my CDL is long expired. But if you're a trucker, now you can roll into any Denny's travel center and order an original Grand Slam breakfast for only Motel $6. Well, first, make sure you head to My 6 Marketplace and the Motel 6 app to download your coupon. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll see you at Denny's.
From the father of CB radios comes one bad mother. Eric Harley here. You've heard me talk about Uniden CBs for years now. Uniden has been the cornerstone of the trucking industry since the beginning. And even in the age of cell phones, Uniden CBs still remain the trucker's favorite. It is social media at its best. When you need the lowdown on the road ahead, you need a Uniden CB. It is one bad mother. Go to Uniden.com today or stop by your nearest Pilot Line J.
If you're a trucking industry professional, then you need to stay on top of changing regulations, equipment upgrades, and technology advancements. Fleet Owner Magazine gives you all of this and more. Written for fleet executives and managers, Fleet Owner gives you the business intelligence on operations, vehicle maintenance, regulations, and information technology you need to stay ahead. But that's not all. With its monthly print publication, daily and weekly email newsletters, and a website updated several times a day, Fleet Owner has all the latest news and information delivered to you when you want it and where you want it. From industry experts to award-winning writers and columnists, Fleet Owner is the #1 source for trucking information in North America. Remember to visit fleetowner.com every day for the latest industry news. You can also sign up to receive Newsline, their free email newsletter, and subscribe to Fleet Owner magazine. Visit fleetowner.com. Fleet Owner, for news you can use.
News Radio 1340 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. An almost 4-hour meeting between Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un is over. The two men met in Siberia to discuss their separate interests. The Russian president's thought to be weapons for the war in Ukraine, and North Korea's dictator, economic aid. Kim spoke through an interpreter.
Russia is now in the sacred fight against hegemonic forces in order to protect its sovereignty and security interests. We have constantly expressed our full and unconditional support for all the decisions taken by the president.
Officials in Libya have just updated the death toll from massive flooding in the eastern city of Derma to more than 5,100. The UN estimates at least 30,000 people have been displaced. Brian Lander with the World Food Program.
People have lost homes, they've lost all their belongings, so shelter will be an urgent need. Food, of course.
New England is bracing for a new wave of flooding as Hurricane Lee makes its way north across the Atlantic. Vanessa Corson is with Maine's Emergency Management Agency.
Prepare for the what-if of evacuation, as well as sheltering in place.
Landfall still uncertain. High waves and dangerous rip currents are already slamming the East Coast. 13 days on the run now, and police in Pennsylvania say they think they have escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante cornered again. They believe he's in an area 45 miles from Philadelphia after confronting a homeowner and stealing his rifle. CBS Philadelphia's Joe Holden.
Investigators described a complicated manhunt frustrated by difficult terrain. 500 law enforcement officers are mobilized.
It's a large area, wooded, hilly terrain. It's not something that it's a matter of just sending a few people in and searching.
Governor Josh Shapiro declined to provide a cost estimate on the expansive search, but said he believed Cavalcante would be caught.
5 former Memphis police officers have been charged with federal civil rights violations in the beating death of Tyree Nichols during a traffic stop in January. His stepfather, Rodney Wells.
This is a long time coming, and we're so glad that we've reached this point. Now, the next milestone is the actual conviction.
The officers are still fighting second-degree murder charges in the Tennessee courts. As her show returned amid the Hollywood writers' strike,
a special birthday correspondent is entering the studio right now.
Drew Barrymore was dropped from a prestigious gig hosting the National Book Awards. The foundation says the decision was meant to ensure the focus of the awards remains on celebrating writers and books. Other TV talk shows returned last week. S&P futures down 5. This is CBS News.
You need to hire fast and hire right? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Innovation reforms to provide financial resources. We work with independent and working class professionals who will share information to do that with the profit sharing. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC fund because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password in my bank account is high school password 1. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
Something new for young football fans. ESPN and Disney are teaming up for an animated recreation of the Atlanta Falcons and Jacksonville Jaguars matchup in a few weeks in London. Toy Story Fun Day Football will put players in the iconic Toy Story franchise, but instead of Wembley Stadium, they'll be in Andy's room, with Woody and Buzz cheering them on from the sidelines. It's part of a big push by the league to attract younger audiences. Kickoff will be October 1st.
All right, folks, let's go. We don't have much time.
But you can catch a replay on Disney+. Monica Ricks, CBS News. It'd be the perfect home for a well-heeled Marytown and More fan. The after 7-acre estate in Greenwich, Connecticut is hitting the market for $21.9 million. It includes a spa, a double-height solarium, a billiards room, and a serenity room, built just for Mary. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Instead, he was charged and indicted for telling Holloway's mother where she could find Natalie's body in exchange for money. Some hospitals are dealing with a nursing shortage right now. The Alabama Community College.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got a choose with you for high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance PCA, a national nonprofit, offers board, wellness, and free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Partly cloudy skies through your day today. Temperatures up around 90 degrees. There was a 30 to 40% chance of showers or storm, but like yesterday, many will stay dry. Take a lot of showers tonight, but a lot of us will be quiet. We're down to the 70s. We'll be in the upper 80s Thursday and Friday, as well as Saturday for that matter. Each of those days, there's a chance of showers and storms, but like you say, chances are not that high for wet weather. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seaver for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your weekday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into the Tri-County area from Grand Palmer and Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of the Temple or out of Florida. Shopping is best at Midtown Plaza. Shop Shoe Carnival, Cato, River Broward, General American Insurance, and more. Midtown Plaza and Street off of I-85 and the great Clinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. The Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Andrew Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSO Baseball News. Here's what's happening this Wednesday. Traffic news this morning after weeks of work appears to bridge in downtown Montgomery is coming open. The bridge over I-85 is closed after a fiery crash damaged the column. Still on I-85 southward, Montgomery County School Board unanimously approved the 2024 fiscal year budget. Projected at $275 million.
or www.lovely.
Are you ready to tackle tough projects on your property or needs? Come see us at Sunset. We're your one-stop destination for everything tractor related. And right now, you can cool off with huge savings on quality John Deere equipment, including available 0% financing for 84 months on popular models like the Mercer 1023 tractor or loader. Deals like this can't last forever. Come see us at Sunset. Equipment for those that need.
Bradley, won't you please fix my home?
Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. Bill Bradley, won't you please fix my home?
Jeff Franker with Chappie's Deli. Mike, listen.
Hi, Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli. Jeff, what is that?
It's the Chappie's Deli Grill. Let's do a commercial about grilled onions.
Grilled onions? Oh, yeah. People will be knocking the doors down to come in for that.
It's psychology, Gramps. It's a subtle message that tells a story.
Jeff, we can't do a Chappie's Deli commercial only about grilled onions.
Mike, it tells everyone two things. Number one, we cook on real grills at Chappie's Deli. No better flavor.
You will find a grill master at each Chappie's. Big difference between a Chappie's Deli grilled Reuben versus a microwave or steamed.
And number two, where else can you get grilled onions on a sandwich?
Yep, that's what Chappie's Deli is all about. You want something special? Just ask. So come to Chappie's Deli, Perry Hill, Tree, Prattville, Baptist South Towers, and Auburn for some psychology.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning. Oh, this clock. Oh, that's over there. Forgot it. I looked right there. But
He's the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning if you wake up and
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time once again, to rise and shine. And once again, you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins. This is News Radio 1440. And the first thing you should say is thank God for this day, for it was not promised. So if you hear my voice, that means you made it one more time. Good morning. It is time for our daily bread right here on Decision. That's the show with me in it. It is time to reflect upon life and the things that it brings. Today's daily bread is being brought to you by me, of course. Well, not by me, but by me today. Anyway, the title of today's daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective. I'll give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Welcoming the foreigner. Our scripture insight today comes from Deuteronomy 10:17 through 20. Deuteronomy 10 and 18 reads, God defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow and loves the foreigner. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, good morning. It is September the 13th. It is a day like all the other days that it's never been. And it is a day that it will never, ever, once it's gone, come again. It is a once in a lifetime deal. You don't get it back. You don't get to do it over. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should do this day that you don't. And you don't get a chance to undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, September 18, 2023, hopefully, if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you've lived a while, you no doubt have seen many, many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy and the charity of God Almighty, we may see some tomorrows. I'm not sure. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, whatever you do what you can, while you can, until you can't. Reach back and give somebody else a helping hand. Visualize and may say whatever we do in life, we should do it so well. No man living, no man dead. No man yet to be born can do it any better. I say if that is the standard of how which you live, you'll never be a failure. Oh, you may fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you're never a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never, ever give up. Welcoming the foreigner. That's our daily bread for this day, September the 13th, 2023. We'll be back.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Sheridan Boise wrote today's reading, and he called it Welcoming the Foreigner. As thousands of Ukrainian women and children arrived at Berlin's railway station fleeing war, they were met with a surprise. German families holding handmade signs offering refuge in their homes. Can host 2 people, one sign read. Big room available, read another. Asked why she offered such hospitality to strangers, one woman said her mother had needed refuge while fleeing the Nazis, and she wanted to help others in such need. In Deuteronomy, God calls the Israelites to care for those far from their homelands. Why? Because he's the defender of the fatherless, the widow, and the foreigner, and because the Israelites knew what such vulnerability felt like. For you yourselves were foreigners in Egypt, chapter 10, verse 19 says. Empathy was to motivate their care. But there's a flip side to this too. When the widow at Zarephath welcomed the foreigner Elijah into her home in 1 Kings chapter 17, she was the one blessed, just as Abraham was blessed by his 3 foreign visitors in Genesis chapter 18. God often uses hospitality to bless the host, not just the guest. Welcoming strangers into your home is hard, but those German families may be the real beneficiaries. As we too respond to the vulnerable with God's empathy, we may be surprised at the gifts he gives us through them. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 17 through 20. For the Lord your God is the God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow, and loves the foreigner residing among you, giving them food and clothing. And you are to love those who are foreigners, for you yourselves were foreigners in Egypt. Fear the Lord your God and serve him. Hold fast to him and take your oaths in his name. Let's pray. Dear God, would you give us a heart as big as yours for the widow, the fatherless, and the vulnerable? And it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay, it's Wednesday. It's time for PT this morning. You know, you got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, we only do it 3 days a week, so we can't be skipping out. All right, time to rise and shine. Somebody get the formation squared away. Somebody get the first sergeant, sergeant major, and the CO. Tell them it's time for PT, baby. Don't slacken this morning. All right, Sergeant Bill, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, work, work. Hard work, work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, work, work. I earn my pay. Hard work, do it every day. I get up about 2:45. Oh. Oh yeah. And go to work, hard work, work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, I earn my pay. Come on now. Hard work, work. Hard work, work, work. Hard work, work. Let's go to work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Oh yeah. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Every day. Come on. Woo! Hard work, work. Hard work, work. On the airplane. In the early morning rain. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Come on. Woo! There we go. Get them on down. Send them on down. Are we done yet? Hard work, work. Hard work, work. I earn my pay. Come on. Woo! Okay. That's enough. That's enough. Okay. That's it. One more PT to do, and then we'll be done with this. And now let's pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guards. And don't forget the Merchant Marines. And a new group. They've got a new group called Space something, Space Force. I don't really know what they do, but I imagine we're paying them for something. I have to go out there one day and see what they do out on the base out there. Also, good morning to some of our local heroes. Our Montgomery Police Department, good morning, Daryl Abbott. Our Sheriff Department, good morning, Derek Cunningham. And anybody else? The MFD. Good morning, Chief Jordan. So you see, I got everybody. Oh, don't forget the sanitation department. Now they're working hard for you. Earn that money. All right. I think we ought to go to pick up trash once a week. Let the brothers have an extra day off. I'm just kidding. Let's keep them working. Ba-da-da-bum-bum. And after all, let's not forget we do live in the let's not forget we do live in an Air Force town here, so let's pay homage to the boys out there. And if anybody see a 141 running around down there, call me. I got to get one more jump out of it. Yo. Yes, sir. Whoa. Yes, sir. What's up? Well, you know, got to get PT in some kind of way. Okay, you doing what kind of business? Cal- okay, calculator. Okay, what's that all about? All right. Yeah, man, I'm in Alabama, so you know that's where it rolls down there. It's a unique place to live, but it ain't as pretty as Washington State. I don't care what they say. Where's it gonna be? Anybody know? Okay, okay. Hey, I gotta run, man. I got you now. Let me call you back when I get done. Alrighty then, everybody. It's time to rise and shine this morning. Hey man, I just got a call all the way from Washington State. I tell you, my adopted home. If I can ever make it back there, I don't know if I'm gonna make it back there or not. But if I ever get a chance to live back there and watch Mount Rainier and all those places and Yakima and Federal Way and man, I love that place up there. I just love it up there. Now Seattle's going to pots because you know that's where they had the Black Lives Matter stuff and all that stuff. But I'm sure Tacoma is pretty good. And I just got a call a few minutes ago. I didn't realize, man, the 50th anniversary of the Second Ranger Battalion. Man, I think I'm going to go to that one. Since I was part of that history for a little while, I think we would. They'd enjoy seeing me. They don't know me, but they would enjoy seeing me. So I'll run up there. I think next whenever it is. Let me say good morning to my ranger buddy Taffy Yates up there in Washington, who listens to us sometimes and looks at us sometimes. We appreciate that. Listen, I appreciate everybody. Well, what we ought to have one day is a conversation about the life and times of being in the 2nd and 75th Ranger Battalion. That's what we ought to have. People think it's easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy, peasy. But then again, I always wanted to be with the best, and I was fortunate enough to be with those guys. Some of them are a lot tougher than I am, and some not so tough as I was. So I'm just saying, you know. No, I didn't get the tab, but you know, hey, they wouldn't let a brother go to Ranger School. Although looking back at it now, looking back at it now, I don't know if I missed anything or not. But Art Rip and all the rest of them things we have to go. Raventown, when you get there, there ain't no just showing up. There ain't no just showing up. You got to get there. First of all, getting there is tough. Back it used to be. Now, once you get there, you show up on Fort Lewis and you just sit there in the reception center hoping they take you. I think they got somebody sitting around in the room up there saying, I wonder, do we want him? And then once you get there, well, that's only half the job. And once you get there, you got to go through. I don't know if they do it now or not, but they used to say, all right, let's go through RIP, Ranger Indoctrination Program. Lord have mercy, I didn't know what that was. But anyway, I'll tell you about my little story one of these days. And there are those here in this city that say, you've never been in. You've never been in. Okay, well, that's what it says. Long as the check keeps coming, we ain't going to worry about it. All right? So, I mean, I don't care. I think they're just jealous, though. They want my wings, you know. Yeah, want my wings. You know, I went to Korea, got a second pair, but I hardly ever wear them because I lost them. I don't know where they are. So anyway, we don't want to reminisce back in the old days. So let me take a break and we'll come back with lessons of life and the word of the day. The word of the day is an interesting word. I don't think you want to miss it. It's a word that you only hear most of the times around sports activities. But every once in a while you'll hear it someplace. I think we ought to indoctrinate this word into the Ranger Battalion. I'll tell you when I come back for the youngsters today. So when they say this, when they complete a mission, I'll tell you what that word is when we come back. All right. So hang loose. We'll be back. It is a great day to be alive. And if you don't believe me, well, try missing one. You'll find out that I'm right. Okay. So anyway, let me turn this off right quick. All right, good. Turn that off right quick. And so we shall return. Okay. You guys figured out yet that this hour is where I relive my childhood. Yo, what we need is a what we need, Pat, is we can have a reunion on air all over America. Not our old butt. Oh, my old buddies called me one day. Yeah, that's when we were in our prime, baby. In our prime. Now, oh, man. Okay. All righty then. Now said it used to be Ranger and Dr. Finkelberger, but now it's called what's it called? It's called the Ranger Assessment Program. So it went from RIP to RAP. Hey, that's me. You know, you gotta change that verbiage as the generations progress. So it went from RIP to RAP. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with that. Oh, yes, of course. Now, I hope they ain't giving time out. You know, I hope they say, oh, you can't go through the swamps because that's too tough on you. You know, I'm pretty sure the Rangers don't have a timeout card like they do in basic training. I'm pretty sure we don't. You know, we may have, but I'm not sure. The world has changed a lot since 1979 when I got there. So, you know, hold on. Then they can put up a card and say, hey, this is too rough. Okay, maybe I never will forget a guy. A man sergeant Major George Conrad, who at the time was Sergeant Class, a very, very interesting man, a man that made me half of what I am today. Good part, not the bad part. I'm kidding for myself. But you know, let me tell you the story. I was in the tank, right? I was in the tank. Yeah, I'm gonna get to my word. I was in the tank, and the N word came about often when I was there. You know, it was what it was. So I go running to Sergeant Conrad and say, look, and he said, look, I didn't ask you. I said, I didn't tell you that. So he politely set me down in a chair, looked me straight in my eye, and he told me, he said, Elkins, because at the time, Elkins, Private Elkins, whichever one, whatever he said, he said, if you get caught by the enemy on one of these faraway missions, do you believe that the worst thing's going to happen to you? They're going to call you, you said the word. For some reason, people are sensitive enough. The N word. I wish you know. And I got to thinking about it. Think about it for a second. This is 79. I mean, I'm first time I left home, and one hell I was. And up there in the North Fort Barracks in Fort Lewis. And I looked at the man, and I got to think. I said, let me think about this. I said to myself, I said, self, think about what the man just said. If you get caught by the enemy, do you believe the worst thing will happen is someone call you the enemy? And as I sat there and meditated on that concept, a reality hit me that never hit me before. Okay? I bet you're saying to yourself, what was that? What was that? Well, like my mother once said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt you. And Conrad, later on, Sergeant Conrad, said he taught me a valuable lesson that day. Don't worry about what they call you. Worry about what you answer to. Okay? So he said, now get your ass out of here. I said, okay, I'm going. Then I was headed to the swamp. To the swamps with a guy who was 6'3", I'm 5'6", when that area was worked out on. And I'm going through all that swamp. I'm going through that stuff and like to get hypothermia. But you know what? I was glad to be there. It was a place that changes you. You know, there's two things that make you the best you can be in life. There are two things. Two things that brings out the best and brings out the worst in you. Two things. War and love. Love can bring out the best in you, so can war. Or it can bring out our broken love, it can bring out the worst in you, so can war. Two different sides of a coin, but with the same ingredients. And so I have to tell you, I came close to war. Uh, I could have, yeah, I could have. You know, when that grenade thing hang out. When grenade came out, I was just going to over at the time. Getting ready to go, baby. Getting ready to go. Well, it's way down to there. I guess they wrapped it up. Okay. But anyway, but I was ready. I was ready to go. You know, I was coming back, but I was ready to go. I had my knife on, my kids on. Yeah, I was ready to roll. I know people say, well, what was you gonna do over there? It's a blackjack. Well, maybe. Maybe. You get and going to do it. You know. But anyway, I want to get back to that a long time ago. Get on to the word of the day. That way we can be serious. As soon as I find my word of the day, oh, there it is, right there. There's the 13, right? It's a 13, right? Yes, yes. Okay. So why do I like reliving that time? You know why? Because it was a place where we were challenged to be the best we could be. Courage is? Courage is not, courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means that you are afraid, but you still do what you have to do. I don't know if you have those kind of guys in nothing. We do an arrangement thing, probably in 80 seconds. And the special ops units, we probably got people who still think that way. Not in the civilian world, not too much. Everybody's scared of hurting somebody's feelings. Everybody's scared he said this and he said that, like that's gonna hurt you. Yeah. I don't know. But that's why I'm so proud of that time in my life because I could have quit many, many, many times. But then, who said, I don't know who was a very blind and somebody said, winning becomes a habit. And so does quitting. And once you start, sometimes you find it very difficult to stop it. So always never quit, give out, but never give up. Give out, but never give up. Especially like when I broke my feet in jump school, and they still hurt today. They still hurt today. That's okay. You do what you have to do. Anyway, good morning, team. The lesson for life today is the word of the day. Now, the word of the day, it is an exclamation that can express dominance, triumph, excitement, or joy. It is especially used when commemorating the big dunks in basketball. But this word can be used at any time as an exclamation to a action that exudes dominance. Now, what's the word? I know it is spelled Boomshakala. Let me spell it one more time. Boomshakala. What is the word? Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. That's right. That means it's an exclamation that can express dominance, triumph, excitement, or joy. Boom shakalaka. I never heard that word, but I never really played basketball because I sit on the side of the road and have to go up. I would still be sitting there right there on the basketball court in South Bend right now. Because I'm sitting there waiting to do the pickup game and nobody ever picked me because I was short. I mean, it probably did something to damage my psyche. I don't know. But I never had the chance to snap the ball and say boom shakalaka. I'm just saying, I never had to say that. Okay. So boom shakalaka. Okay, so the next time you finish a job, you do a great job for the boss. I just want you to look at the boss and say, boom, shakalaka. Now, he won't know what you said, just tell him that's from your native tongue. Okay? That's Swahili. So, thank you. But you know, internally, boom, shakalaka means, I got you. Boom, shakalaka. Okay. I know you could have heard a lot of words today. That was probably not the most important word you're going to hear today, but it is one that you can put in your lexicon of our language. Boom, shakalaka. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Now, the lesson of life today, this is an interesting one because this is one that young folks today don't seem to get. They don't seem to get this philosophy too much today, but they will. If they live long enough, they will. There's only one way in this lifetime not to fail. Only one way. There's only one way you can guarantee you will not fail at something. No, there's not two ways. There's not any hidden ways. There's no secret to this. There's only one way not to fail is that you don't try. Failure is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And as long as you remember that, every time you do it over, you get better. Okay? There's only one way not to fail in this life, and that's don't try. And don't try is not an option. Okay? Failure is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Learn from it and start all over again. Or whatever you do, don't quit. Okay? Don't quit. You know? Because quitting becomes a habit. You know, that's a habit you don't, that's it's a habit you don't. Habit you don't do. Anyway, good morning for that. It is September 13th. It is the 256th day of this year. Can you believe that we are almost done with this year? Okay. It was on this day in 2001, 2 days after 9/11 terror attack, the first two jetliners returned to the nation's sky. With several major airports remained closed and others opened briefly. President George W. Bush visited Indian Pentagon workers and said that he would carry the nation's prayers to New York. In 1788, on this day, Congress of the Confederation authorized the first national election and declared New York City the temporary national capital. In 1814, on this day, during the War of 1812, British naval forces began bombarding Fort McHenry in Baltimore, but were driven back by American defenders in a battle that lasted until the following morning. In 1860, on this day, General of the Armies of the United States, John J. Pershing, was born in Laclede, Missouri. 1948, on this day, Republican Margaret Chase Smith of Maine was elected to the U.S. Senate. She became the first woman to serve in both houses of Congress. 1962, Mississippi Governor Ross Barnett rejected the U.S. Supreme Court's order for the University of Mississippi to admit James Meredith, a black student, declared in a televised address, "We will not drink from the cup of genocide." I don't know where the hell he got that from, but okay then. 1971, a 4-day inmate rebellion at Attica Correctional Facility in western New York ended as police and guards stormed the prison. The ordeal and the final assault claimed the lives of 32 inmates and 11 hostages. Well, I think y'all should like negotiate with the country. 11 people killed, 11 hostages? Wow, that's kind of record far. 1993, at the White House, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and PLO Chairman Yasser Arafat shook hands after signing an accord granting limited Palestinian autonomy. The year was 1996. Rapper Tupac Shakur died at a Las Vegas hospital 6 days after he was wounded in a drive-by shooting. He was only 55 years old. In 1997, funeral services were held in Calcutta, India. The Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Mother Teresa. 1998, on this day, former Alabama Governor George C. Wallace died in Montgomery at the age of 79. In 2008, rescue teams ventured out to pluck people from their own homes in an all-out search for thousands of Texans who had stubbornly stayed behind overnight to face Hurricane Ike. Just in case anybody doesn't notice, you trying to beat a hurricane, okay, it's like me trying to beat my Tyson. Ain't gonna happen. The man said, leave. Not having a place to go, even going someplace is better than being where you are. Okay, next time, just if they say evacuate, evacuate. You can always talk. It's kind of like getting a ticket on the side of the road. You may disagree with the ticket, but on the side of the road is not the place to present your case. I'm just saying. You might not want to do that. In 2017, firefighters who were called to a split-wing nursing home in Hollywood, Florida, where air conditioning had been knocked out by Hurricane Irma, found 3 people dead and evacuated 145 others to hospital. 5 others died later that day. Former Republican Senator Pete Domenici New York, New Mexico's longest serving senator died in Albuquerque at the age of 85. Yet the U.S. Senate, the world's most expensive, what did Haley say? The world's most expensive nursing home. You ain't mad at you. Don't get me wrong. 14 years ago, the body of a missing Yale University graduate student, Annie Lay, was found behind a research lab wall where what would have been her wedding day. A lab technician, Raymond Clark III, later sentenced to 44 years in prison for murdering her. 9 years ago, Islamic State extremists released a video showing the beheading of British worker David Hain, who had been abducted in Syria the previous year. 5 years ago, Senator Dianne Feinstein, top Democrat on the Judiciary Committee, said she had notified federal investigators about information she received concerning Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh from a person who strongly, not just said, who strongly requested confidentiality. Of course, we found out later the person was Christine Blaylock Ford, who alleged that she was sexually assaulted by Kavanaugh when they were teens. Women just get it. I mean, they want to go for it. But treat me like you treat a man. Okay, we do that. Well, it happened 40 years ago. Okay, and you can't prove it did. You can't prove it. But now in America, for the first time in recent history, now in America, you can be vilified for something that nobody has any proof you actually did. Only in America. Women in America. We want to be treated like everybody else. Okay, well, okay, maybe you do it, maybe you don't. But anyway, it is 6:53 in the morning. I love women. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I do love women. Just don't think that you ought to be spectacular when you tell a lie. That's just me. That's just me. Everybody else, you want to come here and and sit down with me and this is what I'm on. What days are we celebrating in America today at 6:53 in the morning? Well, we are celebrating Defy Superstition Day. Okay, I'm not. I'm superstitious about something. I won't step on a crack. Okay, right? I won't go under a ladder if it's up there. I'm sorry. I just do that. I'm a little superstitious. So I won't do that. I won't eat bananas on Thursday. I heard that's bad for you too, so I won't do that. I'm just saying. I got a little superstition in me, I won't step on a crack if you break your mama's back. I wouldn't do that either. Okay, I got any more things? Black cats don't bother me. Matter of fact, black cat, I like black cats. Maybe you would understand. But look at you in an eye. Okay, and I'm willing to keep my range of corn on me. Not today when I have it. European Heritage Day. International Chocolate Day today. Chocolate's good. Chocolate's really good. The darker the better. I think my color's like chocolate. No one I'm so loved by many people. National Bald is Beautiful Day. Hey, you don't have no hair. Oh, I've been seeing a lot of women with bald hair now, bald hair now. Is that a thing that women do now, or they undergoing treatment like that? But it looks like the thing that women are doing are just cutting all the hair off. I don't know what's up there. I mean, bald's beautiful, but it ain't that beautiful. I'm just saying. Now, I'm still going to treatment. I said, a lot of friends in my family for that. Who knows? Who knows? National Celiac Disease Awareness Day. I don't exactly know what that is, but I don't want it. National Hug Your Boss Day today. When Paula comes in, I do a video hug and, say, hey, okay, boss day. National Jose Day. If your name is Jose, today is your day. And National Juan Day. Your name is Juan, like Juan Carlos, or something like that. Yes, it is your day also. Okay. Now, here's one that I don't know if we want to actually go into, but it's National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day. Now Zeke can cook, so I don't care. That's good. But I don't know if we want everybody to in the kitchen, today. National Peanut Day. That's good. Unless you're allergic to peanuts, then leave them alone. National Twilighters Day. Okay, now here's one that I'm not really sure about, but okay, we're gonna go with it. Pet, Pet Birth Defect Awareness Day. Okay, okay. Some of that. It's not being rape. We ain't talking about rape women. We ain't talking about doing this. We've got to take this to the extreme. But should a woman be able to come back 40 years later? I don't remember exactly what house it was. I don't remember exactly where it happened, but it happened. But I don't remember. In Kavanaugh case, I don't remember. First of all, did you see the way she looked? She was ugly 40 years ago. I mean, I'm just saying. You know, it's the only time, only people in America that can get away with saying something happened. We don't have any proof of it, but it happened, and for that, we're going to mess up your life. Okay, I hear it. It's also Positive Thinking Day today, and Programmers Day, so you have to be one of those programmers, the computer program. Today is your day. Supernatural Day. Have you ever witnessed a supernatural event? I did one time. National Eczema Day. I don't know why you want to celebrate that, but okay. Ultra Male Cancer Awareness Week. And those are some of the days that we are celebrating today. When we come back, there was everybody was whining yesterday about Tommy Tuberville, and I'm going to tell you the story of that and why he's doing what he's doing. When we come back next hour, then I'll move on to come back. Yeah, listen, since you guys don't know what the law says, I did some extensive research. Extensive research to find out what it was, and I did. So, right, I'm getting that all the time. I'm winning 100%. Okay, so we'll be back. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Okay, ocho. We'll be back.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Russian President Vladimir Putin greeting North Korea's Kim Jong-un ahead of a long meeting at the satellite launch facility in Siberia today. They were expected to discuss North Korean weapons shipments to help fight Russia's war in Ukraine. On at MTS.
That's by reporters that Russia would help North Korea launch its own satellites and rockets. Putin responded by saying, "That's exactly why we came here." The White House has warned North Korea that if it sells arms to Russia, it would violate multiple UN Security Council resolutions. But not really need to care.
In Eastern Libya, rescuers struggling to recover bodies in the city of Derna, where a health official said the death toll from flood floods has topped 5,100. Thousands are still missing, tens of thousands are nearly homeless. Hurricane Lee is slamming the U.S. East Coast with hot waves and dangerous rip currents. New Englanders are bracing for a possibility of landfall. Meteorologist Lee Abrams from the Weather Channel.
This weekend is we will see the biggest impacts in New England. From Boston, we're over 8 inches above average on rain for the year. More to 12 already saturated grounds. The leads work with expanding impacts to be felt farther inland.
The day after House Speaker Kevin Elkins instructed committee heads to begin an impeachment inquiry of President Biden, Democrats are calling it a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. CBS's Kevin Elkins is on Capitol Hill.
This inquiry appears out of failure of courts that is controlled by Democrats. In the meantime, the Republicans say they're trying to keep the focus on the bills they have to pass to avoid a government shutdown.
The reserve numbers will be likely posted when the government releases the Consumer Price Index in November. CBS Business analyst Chris Messenger. It is expected that prices will up by 3.6% from a year ago. Now that is an increase from the previous month. The reason is primarily because of energy prices. The Fed meets next week to decide whether to raise interest rates again. Last night's MVP winners around 2 years. He went home with 9 prizes, the most of any competing song of the year for MVP. And being there goes to the unstoppable. Timberlake and the rest of the NC gang reunited and got the new man for best video. I had you guys. The Dow features are up 20 at down 14. This is CBS News.
When you think of hiring, think of Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring system helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No, that's not coming. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have time. Critical education levels in you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making a quick radio app. This one's about innovation refunds and VLC. First step, be relatable. They like pizza and puppies. 2, throw hard info. For VLC, the tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll for 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of independent tax attorneys could help you come in. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS. Innovation Refunds is not a tax attorney. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply.
The CDC has a good COVID vaccine, but there are questions about whether people are still taking precautions.
Florida Governor and Republican presidential candidate Ron DeSantis won campaign against mask and vaccine mandates.
The state of Florida, making sure that this is what we said.
DeSantis has questioned the effectiveness of vaccines, as has the state's top medical official. While they downplay the risks, the CDC says Florida has the highest hospitalization rate in the country. COVID tests are hard to find. Peter King with CBS News Orlando.
The world's tallest dog has died. On the GoFundMe page, its owner, a 3'5" goose, and protectress, has survived pneumonia after he had his right front leg amputated in September. The 3-year-old Great Dane had been diagnosed with lung cancer. He was earned his game for a record title last year. Kevin Rodriguez, CBS News.
Okay. Good morning. How's everybody doing? All right. I'm doing pretty good. Got you too? I am. Okay. I just had an argument up the hall with my coworker about women being able to say something happened 40 years ago. I said, should that, I mean, should that really be legal? Oh, well, 40 years ago, huh? I mean, it's the only place in the world probably where somebody can say something that happened 40 years ago, no proof, and mess up people's lives. 40 years ago. I have a hard time remembering what happened 40 days ago. Okay. I was in 40 years. Well, when it happened, I don't remember where it happened. I mean, is that America? Or that sound like some banana republic someplace? Yeah, let it go correct is going wrong. Again, I don't condone people doing bad things to other people. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I don't believe that you ought to be able to come up 40 years. They tried to just, they tried to Kavanaugh, Brett Kavanaugh, tried to get him onto Supreme Court consideration because some woman said happened 40 years ago. It was 34, almost 40 years ago. And I'm saying, well, do you remember that? Okay. Yeah, I looked at it and I couldn't have been true. Anyway, so much for that. 860-1440 number. Let's talk to us on your mind this morning. Now, there's been a bunch of discussion about what Tuberville is doing. Okay, and I'm just because most of you don't quite understand what's going on. Um, so I'm going to explain to you what's going on. Okay, all right. Let me, uh, all right then. Good morning. Uh, there is an assertion in Washington, D.C., recently repeated by President Joe Biden, that U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, Republican from Auburn, is holding up the Department of Defense nominations because of pro-life stances. To the contrary, it is the Biden administration itself that is holding military promotions hostage. For those unfamiliar with how we got to this point, here is the whole story. In 1984, 10 U.S. Code 1093 was passed with bipartisan support to prevent using Department of Defense funds to perform abortion. On June the 24th, 2022, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that on the Dobbs case, thus reversing Roe versus Wade. The Biden administration began defying the Dobbs decision shortly thereafter. On October 2022, last year, the U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin tried to circumvent the 1984 law on using Department of Defense funds for abortion via memo. So he figured he could just do a memo and that would just circumvent the law. Its new policy provided funding for extra time off, travel, and additional expenses for service members and dependents seeking elective abortion. Effective abortion. Now that's not abortion when you have to have it. This you just decide you want to have one. In other words, Austin's policy would use taxpayer funds without congressional approval. But in America, Congress makes the law. And unfortunately, this move by Austin violates the spirit of the law in 1984. The mainstream media, of course, reports that Tuberville is single-handedly stopping the promotion and nomination of approximately 250 military officials. We don't think this is the lump. Okay, what was happening is that, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, lumped all of these nominations together and asked one vote by unanimous consent without having to go through each nomination by the individuals that are involved. Tuberville met with Schumer to tell him that he could not consent to a unanimous voice vote unless Austin rescinded his unlawful pro-abortion policy. To date, Austin has refused. So the Secretary of Defense has decided to circumvent the law that was passed by Congress with a memo. Okay, but this move by Tuberville does not prevent the nomination from going through. It prevents those nominations from going through by one voice vote for everybody. So basically, what he's asking them to do is do their job and individually with the promotion. Okay, that's what he's asking them to do. Sorry about that. Asking them to do. So most people applaud him for boldly standing up to the rule of law. So either we're going to be a nation of laws, or we're not. Okay? And not the ones that we want to adhere to. So that's the deal. So essentially, what Tuberville is doing is he's not stopping any promotion, but he is saying you just can't with one voice vote promote everybody at one time. That's what he's saying. Now, any person, if the command sergeant major of the Army, there's also he has an assistant. If he gets sick, hit by a Mack truck, whatever the case may be, the second guy in charge ought to be just as prepared to do that job. He's not stopping anything, except he's saying that if you're going to vote for him, you're going to vote for him the way I got my promotions and everybody got their promotions by individual consent. And not by just saying, okay, we got 250 people, yeah, promote them all. I'm sorry. That dog ain't going to hunt. But that's what they've always done. That's what they've always done. And so now that somebody says, well, you can't really do that. Okay. So that's the real deal on Tommy Tuberville and what's going on. He is not stopping one promotion. But what he is saying, you cannot do it all in one fell swoop. Okay, we can't do it. I'm with him. He's stopping it. General Johnson can still be made. Brigadier General Johnson can still be made to be my Major General Johnson. But you have to get that approval by every member of the country. You just can't vote them in. So, and I called the office yesterday and verified what I was telling you is true. It's true. So he's not stopping anything. So the ignorant among us think that Tommy Tuberville is stop. And all you gotta do is put it in newspaper, put it on TV, and everybody believes it. He's not. Anybody that's up for promotion will still get the promotion, but they're not going to get it all in the same. Everybody's not going to get promoted the same day. Okay. Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's just weird. Anybody got any questions about that? Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. One thing we didn't know about the other night is that there was a team on Sunday night. I think we have to 57 murders in this country, homicides, you want to call them. And, it's tough making it through the day nowadays. I don't know what to do. I don't blame anybody but the individuals who are involved in this thing. Well, I mean, and I guess people have always been getting shot in the university. We had the whole gun environment anyway. I mean, back in the day, all you had to do was go into a bar and back in the Wild West, and somebody did what you wrong, you invite them outside, you pump one in them. I guess, I guess this is what America was built on. I don't know. Anyway, now, a bit of good news this morning. A bit of good news this morning. Okay. Montgomery Public Schools, Magnet High School rank among the best in Alabama. Lamp makes the top 1% nationwide of schools. So that's always good. That's always good. But like my question has always been, why can't most of our schools have the same school? And that's just the thing. We go into these schools and pick the best and the brightest and put them all over by themselves, and then we expect we expect the rest of our kids to remain. And I was one of those rest of our kids. Well, what is that bright? But I gravitated toward people. Like my best friend in high school, I know again, Tim Brown. He was a smart guy. I hung around him, which is probably the only reason why I made it as good in high school as I did, because he went on to become Supreme Court Justice of Michigan. So I don't quite understand why it is that we can make a certain school um, certain standards for the magnet schools, but not the same standards for everybody else. I think let's say we raise the standard of school. Let's just say we did. Let's just say we did. If we did that, uh, and everybody's not going to be an A student. I'm just not going to be. I wasn't going to be an A student all the time. You knew that going in. But I was, but because I had a guy in there that was smarter than I was, he made me better. So if you take the best and brightest of them and put them all together in a school called LAMP, which I LAMP, whatever that word stands for, Loveless Academic Magnet Program. I think that's what it stands for. But anyway, I just don't get why the standards have to be low for everybody else. Why the expectation of excellence has to only go to our magnet school. I don't quite get that part, but maybe some great teacher out there will tell me, have we just given up on the general populace of education? Have we just given up on the regular kids? Have we given up? Have we just said, um, um, they're not going to make it anyway. So let's just keep them here until they go out and rob somebody or shoot somebody or something like that. And then we can put them in the Hotel California, otherwise known as the Hotel Alabama, which is otherwise known as the Department of Correction. I mean, have we really done that? I don't know. My son keeps saying every day that although I got a bit of good news yesterday, said that it's a little bit better. They like the new principal. So Ibrahim Lee, and so that's good news because I mean he really comes home with good news about schoolwork. But he's somewhat encouraged now, not too pleased with it, but he is somewhat encouraged now that it's becoming a school and not a place for idiots to congregate. Okay. Anyway, that's one thing. Then we can talk about other things when we come back at 7:21 in the morning. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Somebody give me a comment check. So I don't know if the phones are working now or not. 864-1340. So what we can, I don't know if it's really strictly case. I'm pretty sure that it's like, no, 864-1340. The cell phone is not phone they're actually working. If not, what what do you say? What okay. You know, I gotta talk to myself and looking deep to the top of the content. I want to pass on this message to the phone. Government got it anyway. Okay, let me see now. Where'd that go? Where'd that go already? Okay. Three. Okay. 334. Okay. Let me see. Okay. 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 Oh, it's not. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, maybe I'll come back. I'll give you an alternate number to the forum because I'm pretty sure what's going on with our phone line. But I do believe, well, let me take this break, and I'll be back to give you guys the number you can actually call. But evidently there's something wrong with our phone system now. But I got an alternative number.
Can't rely on a few showers tonight, but a lot of us are quiet. We're down into the low 70s. We'll be in the upper 80s for the Thursday as well. Those days.
Skywatch. Everybody beautiful. Okay.
Because y'all working the hell out of it. That's all. Oh, okay then. I got the number. We're just going to use this number the next couple of days to go and work 2409224. So that's the road on it. It actually works. 2409224 was everyone in line this morning. Put this in your phone for the time being until they fix the other numbers. 2409224. No, it's not. No, nobody calls now. That means it's just I got enough to say for everybody. Okay. Anyway, coming up. Don't forget, coming up next hour, we are going to have members of the Salvation Army. We've been wondering, they've been missing in action, and we've been wondering where they are. And so some of the folks are going to come on and tell us exactly what's going on with the Salvation Army. I think they're looking for a drilling, something like that. So maybe somebody out there has a drilling that they want to rent out or loan or have a giveaway or something like that. Because these people do wonderful jobs. They do wonderful. Um, they are a wonderful group of people, and so we'll see when they get here. One of the things, again, 2409224 is the number here. One of the things, and this is a question, and this has been happening for a few years. These things have been happening for a few years, but are we seeing the slow death of America? I mean, really, are we? I mean, that even catch my style to even say that. Are we seeing the slow demise of our once beloved country? We're a great country. We've never been a perfect one, which means that, again, like I tell people, the formula can be fine, but the formulators can be in error. Okay, so we can always harken back to when men in this country and women did all kind of evil things to a certain group of people. We can always harken back to that. But what we don't hear sometimes is the great people in this nation that help other people. But we are we are being. I mean, it's an amazing thing what we are. We are being led by an almost centenarian people who are so old that I don't even know if they can drive a car. Biden, Feinstein, Pelosi, McCarthy, all of these old folks. I mean, there comes a time where you lose some mental clarity. And hopefully, I haven't got to that time yet, but I imagine it could happen. And so we are living in a time where your son can go to bed as your son and wake up once your daughter. We oblige them. Okay, we cut it off. I mean, we oblige them. When your son goes to bed at 9 o'clock at night, wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I think I want a good girl. We live in a time where men think they're women, where women's sports are being dominated by men. What is happening to our country? Your daughter can be your daughter. Your parents can be seen for child abuse because they don't want to. They don't want to I don't know. Let you do crazy things like turn yourself to a girl or a boy. In California, you can be sued by your kids. Okay, and even worse than that, we live in a country right now where people can go in stores in certain parts of America and just walk out with anything they want to walk out with without fear of prosecution. Because some of our and what's it, that George Soros guy? I mean, he's paying. Well, I mean, what is going on with our nation right now? Anybody know? 2409224 is the number here. I mean, we are living in this really in the time. I mean, we are allowing people to walk into people's stores, take oodles of stuff, and walk right back out. I mean, now sooner or later, somebody's going to shoot somebody and say, "Wait a minute, you just can't come in here and take my stuff, without paying for it. I had to pay for it." And sooner or later, somebody's going to get shot. And then we're going to have riots all in America all over again because these fools are actually walking into people's stores with garbage bags and garbage cans, filling up the garbage bags, filling up the garbage cans, and they're walking out the store. And sooner or later, somebody's going to probably try to act like government. And like my man said with that song he put out some years ago, a few months ago, a month or so ago, those lying about that song in a small town. Sooner or later, somebody's going to figure out that Montgomery is one of them small towns. Okay, and heaven help those who think they can get away with that stuff in Montgomery. People are not common sense, reason, and logic at some point will come back. Okay. Now somebody give me a comment page. This number works. 2409224. I'm just going to make sure that your number's working so you can get in if you want to. Okay. So what's happening here? What's happening here? There are businesses like even Walmart. Walmart, listen, if you can run Walmart out of town, you're doing a hell of a lot still. Okay? Even Walmart is thinking about closing some stores down because people just walking in there, just stealing their stuff without eating, without eating. Reason to be fearful. So, I mean, they get in Tuskegee already. They say Walmart moved out in the middle of the night in Tuskegee because people are stealing so much. Really? Anyway, so moving right along, but what's happening here? What's happening here? Do we harbor feelings of things that happened years ago? Do we harbor those feelings today, and the things that we do today? Oh, all right. Come on, who's this? Oh, okay, good. My combo checker. Well, what you think about what's going on in America right now? Mm. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, yeah. Really? Well, that doesn't. I'm surprised. That doesn't. I mean, that. So why take any money to the store at all? Then you can just walk out with what you want. Uh, okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess I can find out just by going by my New York Times telephone and see if that's true. Hell, leave your wallet in the car. You know, don't even take it in. Leave your wallet in the car. You know, if what he said is true. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but that's the country we're becoming. That's the country we are becoming. A country that is scared to stick up for what is right. You know, I don't know if you've heard the last of the whole Christian flag thing at the city, because it seems that anything that makes us accountable for what our actions are, we don't want anything to do with it. And I guess that's what's wrong with I guess that's what's wrong with Christianity. It requires us to temper our emotions, to temper our actions based on a age-old and a Christian philosophy. It requires us to be accountable not only to ourselves but to others. Maybe that's why it's a hard thing to do because we believe in right and wrong. We don't always do right and we don't always do wrong, but we know the difference. See, I'm not afraid of people to do wrong. I'm afraid of people who don't know the difference. You can see, I mean, where are we going with this? Where are we going? Where's America going? America going? I mean, we got all these stores in Chicago right now. That's just one. And then in California, I mean, they got something, I think it's an 8 Mile or something. I mean, people just walk in these high price stores and just robbing these people without a door. Okay? It's called flash mob. And sooner or later, it'll hit my gun. Sooner or later, it'll hit my gun. What are we going to do then? Again, you know, he gets killed for doing it. Then we're going to swear him down. We shot him because he was black. Not because it was white. Whichever the case may be, what's going on with that? Okay. Now, me personally, it's a family thing. You don't teach your kids the difference between right and wrong. Those are then all they're doing is training for jail. Eventually, that is where they're going to end up. Eventually, that's where they're going to end up. So, what kind of nation are we becoming? Okay, it is an interesting thing. Also, I've told you about the Cover thing. And did anybody see the video where the president was speaking in Vietnam the other day, and he lost his train of thought again? And actually, he didn't really know what he was saying. And yeah, whatever his name was, he had to break into the press conference so they could get him off stage. I mean, this is the guy that is leading the freest country we used to be in the world. And this is the guy who's in charge of nuclear weapons. I'm telling you, we are in some serious trouble. That nothing to do with him personally. He's old, 80 something years old. He's old. Okay? And he's too old to be president of the United States. And I think Trump is getting that point too. That we need to get some young meat, young people. I think, again, if 70 is good enough, I think 70, once you reach 70, you're not able to run for it. Not because you're not smart, not because you're not uh, capable, but because your mind tends to, lose a little bit of, you lose a step or two as you get older. Okay, but now you need to, you old folks now, don't get me wrong, the guy, but for him to be the president of the United States is really when you have to be pushed off stage by your own staff because you don't know what you're saying. You're just rambling. So I'm just saying, if that doesn't scare some of you folks, it scares the hell out of me. But this is the guy that's in charge of the commander in chief of the armed forces. I am glad that we have a process by which we're supposed to do things in Congress. We're supposed to. Anyway, 86, not, okay, remember, 2409224 is our number right now, 2409224. And so we want to do the call in the phone, so your mind. Okay. Now, I told you yesterday that we are we are one of the top states in America where we do um, confrontational driving. Okay, that's dangerous too. That's dangerous too. I don't think people can even get out of the car and have a fight with other people and run out of that. Good morning. Yeah, the traditional. I don't know if the traditional family. I mean, now in our communities, I was born in '57, and I went through the same thing the kids go through now, no father and all that stuff. It's not a new thing. It's not a new thing, but it is. It seems to be more prevalent now than it was back. I mean, we if your dad went in home, we didn't talk about it. Now we don't really care. Well, he ain't home. Well, that ain't no big news. Well, most of them not. I don't know if there's a not in your life. I don't know. I don't know who gave us permission to dispense with the traditions of the past. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, whatever it is. Well, uh, don't tell me. Yeah, you're not fooling. And it's not the children's fault. It is grown people's fault. And I just don't understand why. Yeah. When I heard a couple of weeks ago, there's a kid in the kid in Bradville who filled out his whatever that device they use, Chromebook, and decided to go to a particular website and relieve himself in front of God and everybody in the classroom. I said, Lord, really? And I just don't know. Well, they probably gave him an IEP and said he could. Mm. That's a lot of individual worlds in one room. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Woo! Yeah. Every kid has that though. Every kid has that that ever been born. Uh, opposition or the yeah. OPP. Yeah. Opposition. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I, it is. Yeah. I mean, listen, shoplifting is the new money now. You know, just walk in and take what you want. We ain't gonna do that to you. Okay then. I don't know. Mm, yeah, they will. Hey, appreciate your call. We gotta take a break. We'll be back at 7:48 in the morning. Yeah, that's it. Numbers here, temporarily anyway. All the numbers probably going to my regular. What's the number here? 2409224. Okay, we're back. 2409224 is the number here. I need some combo check, make sure it's going through. So you guys get to call up and I hope everybody got the atomic Tuberville thing. I explained that to you this morning. So stop saying the man is stopping promotion. He is not stopping any promotion. Again, more political crap coming from the Democratic Party and the Republicans put up Republican crap also. I agree with you on that one. But in this case though, we blame the Tuberville for something that he's not doing. Okay, he's saying you can't do them all at one time. You must take one fell swoop. You say, okay, they are promoted. No, now you got to do it the old-fashioned way. You look at the individuals coming up for promotion, come on that board, and then you promote them. You don't promote everybody one way. And there is a law that says, since 1984, it says that you can't, the government, the government can't pay for abortion, travel, and all that stuff. That the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, who is a military man, used to be anyway, circumvented it by coming up with a memo. I wonder, can I come up with a memo that just change the law? Said, you can, oh, no. You can go 80 miles an hour on that freeway. You don't have to go 70. That's the law. The chief of police in my county said 80. 80 is good. Yeah. Okay. Right on. All right. Now we don't make laws. Police don't make laws. Congress makes the laws. The Department of Defense doesn't make laws. They carry out the law. They're supposed to win. Anyway, 2409224 is the number. Again, coming up next, we got some folks who got to for a little bit from the Salvation Army and tell you what's going on with the Salvation Army and all that kind of stuff. But because we have been wondering what was going on. We've been wondering. And it seems that this weekend you'll be able to watch Alabama football with Charter. It seems that they have worked out their issues, but they're getting ready to lose a whole bunch of people. I mean, I think gonna not play Alabama football in the state of Alabama. Seriously. So you're getting there, got your popcorn already, you're doing your thing, waiting for the first game to come on, and all of a sudden you get the message, oh, you're not going to be able to do that. And, I mean, I guarantee you, if people of Alabama who wanted to watch that game, if they could have just got out of spectrum right then and there, they'd have been done. Wow, would have got a whole lot of more customers if it could have been done that fast. I'm just saying, I need to watch that. Don't be messing up football. I have very few things in life that I really like doing. I don't like watching football. I like football. Okay? I never watched the first half. I only watch football in the second half. I never watched it. That's why I can't go to a football game. I don't want to set through the fourth quarter. Let's get to the quarter that matters. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, the first half is warm up. It's warm up. Okay. And oh yeah, one more thing. This is not a sports show, but Dak Prescott still sucks. I don't know why. I don't know why the Dallas Cowboys keep that man around. He is not a good quarterback. He reminds me of Troy Aikman, Tony Romo, all those guys who had a great team but couldn't get him across, couldn't do the work to get him into like Mahomes does, like Hurts does. Jalen Hurts. I mean, come on. Why did they keep this guy around? I don't know. You know why they keep him around? Because he's black, and they don't want to be. Jerry Jones don't want somebody to say that that he's prejudiced or anything like that. But he sucks, and sooner or later, football is about winning. That's his life. Anyway, time's up this hour. We'll come back in a little bit here with some folks going to join us, talk about something on Salvation Army. And your calls, your comments, 2409224 for the time being. That is our number, 2409224. Phone number. We gotta go.
Deborah Rodriguez. Breaking news. The long hunt is over for an escaped murderer in Pennsylvania. We found out about a half an hour ago. Police had finally captured Danilo Cavalcante. About 45 minutes west of Philadelphia. He shimmied his way up two walls and out of it jail 14 days ago. CBS Philadelphia's Janelle Burrell has been watching images of his arrest.
He was handcuffed. He has two heavily armed law enforcement officers holding his arms there, and a number of law enforcement officers escorting him into it. It looks like a heavily
The Philadelphia Eagles shirt with the officers covered off, searched for possible weapons and stolen from the homeowner's garage Monday. Reporter Brandon Burton of a lot of people we've seen out here who are bystanders who have been following this story are excited to hear about Cavalcante being captured. According to what our sources are telling us, it's definitely in a much more relaxed atmosphere. This has been a situation that has really caused a lot
Who's doing most of the talking?
And it pushed inflation up in August. It was 3.7%. CBS News business analyst Jim Schlesinger. This is primarily due to energy prices. Just think about crude oil, which has jumped from $70 in late June to at least $188 a barrel.
No. Yeah. Okay, 8-1. Okay. Oh, he did. Okay, well, forget him. We all right with him. But Dak Prescott is a piece of junk. That boy, I bet that if they don't make it to the playoff this year, they're just gonna say, hell, that money, fire him. Yeah. All right. Who's Big Tuna? Big Tuna. Okay. I gotta run. Okay, I got some. There's a problem with that. That's a problem with that. Okay, I got some important people in the studio, man. So not more important than you, but Steve. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Decor. What? Everything looks good. Come on, you're right. You haven't even looked at it. Yeah, same time, brother. I understand. But if you're worried enough for the Army, there'll be no Air Force. So that is a good point. That's right. 1947. That's right. It used to be Army Air Corps. That's right. Oh, and we gave you our own in 47. That's right. A lot of people don't know that. I hope they know that too. That's history. Yeah, that's history. Yeah. You were really fighting that. You ever look at old movie 12 O'Clock High? That's one of the best leadership programs I've ever seen. 12 O'Clock High. We're just kind of young for that. All right. I got shoes over here. That's true. I do have one pair of shoes I've been wearing for almost 20 years. They will not wear out. And I keep on buying new pair of shoes, but I can't justify it because my shoes won't get down. Where you from? Richmond, Kansas. That's where what's the name of he didn't know shoes. Yeah. Yeah. So good out front. What you doing these days? We're doing that. I work with community.
I carried salvation on the board. I carried a Democratic DHL board, and I worked with human rights group for people with disabilities, and I people with disabilities, it's really made it nice and but those were disability management, and other stuff. The same thing, you might make a post office. That was good. And love it. Well, you spend a lot of money on what you did to do. How that worked out. I was so excited to talk to her. There's some jobs that just don't count, yeah, in something in education, but I really have the talent in education there. Well, I understand that. Now, 20, 50 years ago, you kind of needed that. Now, with the internet has changed. Yeah, they used to, it wasn't that big deal. Make $100,000 now, they're doing a hundred. Yeah, and as soon as AI gets truly implemented, and then the big argument is backup lines in the podcast, and I got backup lines at the door. I want to see you. The story is now that they're going to go back to people checking you out because people are doing it, ringing up one thing and walking out the door with everything else. Because they'll check if it's in a bag. Right. One thing is big item. Right. Now, hands different. This is really a big 15 to 11, and they scan your receipt, and then they got to scan at least 4 items in that basket to make sure those items fit that receipt. And all you have to do, first of all, is have some people there check people out. Yeah. And when it doesn't swear in, it's because now it's enforced. But somebody's got to fix the computer. Where they, when the horse in the car was going, oh God, what do you get your horse for? Where they play the car? Here you go. Yeah. All right. Oh, y'all put up the headphones. All righty then, we are live version here on the News Radio 1440. Don't forget the number. I think the number is working 240-9224. If you want to give us a call, ask either one of these gentlemen a question. Our guest is Major Butch Frost with the Salvation Army. Major Butch Frost, and he has a member of the board with him, which is our charity advisor board for Salvation Army. I know you used to have sergeant do that for yourself. There you go. Raytheon Scott was a retired colonel from the United States Air Force. Everybody makes mistakes, but I still say sir. So, maybe different. All right. So, what is going on with the Salvation Army? Because, I'm actually on the board of the Scott Ministry. And one of the things I always ask them, a lot of people who are interested, if they don't have any place to stay, it's kind of hard to do anything. The Salvation Army for a while there filled that gap. So do you guys have a place or anything these days? Or I'm actually we're homeless. The reality of this was the recent we are them. We're still doing since January when we had to move out of Mexico. From January to July, we housed 291 individuals. Of those 291
move to I think that's the biggest key that I try to get to the community. The solution is not getting another building and putting 60 beds in. The solution is taking people from a very short-term hotel room or whatever it might be in the transitional housing where they can not individual. I'm a job for you. I could not everybody comparing, they look at the problem for the people. No, what do you want to do with it? What do you want to do? Instead of putting it in the system, keep them in bed to keep them. The reality is also there are individuals in our community that don't want to change. They like working in a tent. They like living down by the river, wherever the case might be. They like that lifestyle, and they're not going to give that up. So getting back to your original question, we're homeless. We are in the process of trying to find places we can put all of our programs under one umbrella, but unfortunately, we're hitting a lot of people. My hit is hard. My mom told me all my life, it's hard. And let me tell you, this has been busted because if it's not a neighborhood association, then it's somebody from the city saying, no, can't go there. No, no, can't go there. And so we're in place. And business services that we here to do for years.
Let me answer. There are hotels in this town that have been, for the most part, abandoned. We can first of all, you got room. Do they not want to sell, or is it a matter of financing, or people just want to? We want to help them, but just don't help them here.
It's not. It's an option. The biggest piece you get into when you go back into congregate teachers, which is what we did for 52 years, is it's not financially sustainable because dollars come and go. How much is the city going to actually continue to help take care of individuals that we're housing? So your overhead costs is more. Especially when you're looking at your hotel. Because then you have to worry about the security factor and the damage to the facility. In 20 years, the best solution is a very temporary shelter, and then we are looking at how we can do build a facility, raise the money, build a facility where each individual studio type, whether it's a family, we have larger rooms set up. We're also looking at community tiny houses.
Right.
Tiny houses, which is a big hit in a lot of communities, especially with veterans, because the veterans there will help. We go back to trying to find a location to do that. And with the Salvation Army, we want to be something working with the community, somehow close to the city, because we don't just serve the home, we serve senior citizens, we serve the working poor, we serve many different individuals. So we don't want to be placed in a town where people find a way to do it. Because of the financial strain, how can we expect that find the gas or the cat figure whether the person or Uber on these days, take it out to them, and then have to get away back home. So we always make something to it.
Let me ask you about that too. I find in my 66 years of living that people want to get someplace, get there. Okay. If it means moving to the edge of town or every other, people who really need it amazes me on holidays and things of nature. People find a way to get to the place they want to. Even poor folks figure out a way. If a person is really determined to get that help, I mean, somebody will help them. We got buses. We got buses you can get on, and I realize if you don't have any money, but people always think, do we sometimes add to the expenses of people not doing what they need to do in order to survive sometimes, but they can't do this and they can't. Maybe they may as well do what they can do as opposed to doing what they can't.
I think that's a good consideration. You know, and even the city has offered a location for us way out on, I believe it's Greenland Highway. But you know, right now there's no bus system, and the communists will change it. My response at this point in time, because we really haven't gotten very far with this, and if you change it, then we'll consider it because it impacts everything that we do. Because I think the other piece of it is it, many people forget that the salvation is a church. You know, we were founded on food, soup, and salvation. When we feed it individually, we clean them up, and then we're ready for the salvation of Jesus Christ. You know, and that's, we don't put religion on anybody. We don't have church service. We have individuals in this community that come to our church, and many of the people that we have that come into our facilities, they come to us others for worship because they feel connected. So again, it impacts those people. You know, many of those individuals, they come to worship, and so you're right. If somebody wants something, they're going to get the word. They're going to come to those individuals who come to us on Sunday for worship, for our women's programs. We try to do life skills to educate people and encourage people. You can't do those things if you're secluded. And because otherwise you have to be able to provide a transportation. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also get I can drive around this town and find empty buildings. We just look at the Carmichael. We went out to the Carmichael building. I'm not in church out there. The church owns it. They use it. They can sell it. And the community association there and one of the city council, and the reason is because they say it's going to bring homeless people in. It's going to open it, not how to get shot on this one. We give it a hard time on those shots off here. Drive around the neighborhood, drive around town. There are homeless people everywhere. I lived here 2 months. And I can drive down South Boulevard, East Boulevard, North Boulevard, West Boulevard, and tell you, there are homeless people.
What district is that in? Do you know the district? Who's the city council for that district? Okay, he's opposed to.
He understands what we're trying to do to change our system. And give him that. But it comes down to what the voters. And the voters can do. There's an educated association of 16,000+ people. And according to the Community Association, we had a building that we were going to put this on something.
Good. How many people go to church on Sunday?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Well, and the other piece is not just people in men, but if you go through opulence our community, from every neighborhood, you know, if you think that I try to tell people is one topic, you making a donation of this money.
You might have it yourself at some point. At some point.
True. Yeah. And so it's just tough. And if you go back to my area here, there's no nursing home up on South Boulevard.
In South Boulevard,
yeah,
nursing home. Nobody wants you to have that.
We had a closing date. We were ready to pay for it because everybody knows that the city bought our rents. We had a closing date, and as soon as that hit, the local association, two company homes showed up, and that was the end of that.
How can they stop a closing?
They don't want something. But here's one of the things. We want to do what we want to do. We want to do what we want. Okay. But let me go back and maybe you need to get on there. When we're doing housing now, you know, people perception is reality. It's perceived that we're like a flop house. You know, we house the homeless at night, and we let them loose in your neighborhood during the day. Well, that's where we're getting away from. What we're trying to do is, when we were transitioning out of Maxwell Boulevard, out of our shelter there, over 2 people found homes. You know, we found they just didn't have the resources. They were in a shelter, but they didn't know how to go about getting homes. And there's several folks that left our shelter now have permanent housing. And so part of the deal is, Salvation Army now is that's what we're going to do. We want to bring them in, we want to bring them up those resources.
One of the things just reset my telephone. Hopefully it'll work. One of the things that always got me about this time is that I didn't quite understand. You guys have a policy of making people leave you. And my problem with that, if I don't have any place to go, you're not going to do it. Well, I can't speak for my parents that presented me my time. And so I'm not quite understanding that process. And that's why when we came in with the original plan, we still have to move from another place. People can come in and handle things the same way. We're doing that. We're literally putting them in on in 2 to 4 weeks. And you're trying to move them into something. And then after that, people can realize before they leave them alone. That's not really work. We have two structures. How do you do it? How do you do it now? How do you know what your community is? If you want to make the comment, it's some people when you close down. There are individuals who have financially have a common income, and they don't have a and they don't know how to do it, not being able to do it. On top of it, people who do the function of credit score, look at their utilities and all the utilities, you look at them to help pay that, and then they can get lease on out of the facility and actually get back into the apartment or home or whatever you want to call it. It definitely makes that kind of I don't know how to deal against with these are students of Montgomery, most of them anyway. I mean, did we have an answer? Did any of us have all the people who said that we don't want them there? Does anybody have an answer? Nobody has an answer. I haven't heard any answers. 3 months ago that I've been over here, one answer just go this direction, go back there. Look here, look there. Yeah, exactly. And again, what we're doing wasn't opposed to what we're trying to do. He was just opposed to us going there because his voters in that district don't want us. Interesting. 860-1440. No, that number's not working. 240-9224. Check it out if it's working. You can actually go. And here's another thing. Maybe we got somebody out there that you need to be forced politically to go to the high school. You got to do it. Conservative community, you got to start thinking and asking yourself, are we in the system? Are we making an impact on what we're trying to do and trying to do? So I think that really cool. It's about human beings. It's about the community. And I'm not a politician, but I can put the money with this is not about your job. This is about helping people. It's about helping something humanity. That's what it's about. Well, we like to talk about it. Oh, yeah. Everybody talks like it. Here's nothing. We talk about, I was going to say, one thing that in terms of housing, but you surveyed 2,000 kids. So, I mean, we're doing everything in the community that we other than just like I said, it's coming up now. We're now trying to get ones right now for kids for Christmas. Good morning, I'm here. Good morning.
righty, I think I feel that we're in here, 2409224. We'll be back. Our guest is one of the major books and Raytheon. Yeah, you know, Raytheon. That's right. Raytheon? Yeah. If you do good thing, okay, so what do you think? This from January to July, we spent $135,000. And when all of these individuals come out, we have to get music, food, living, and well, that's because we're not down in natural food. Not that much, 5 minutes. But they didn't have to look. That's not where I really come in. I'm going to something. This thing here. I think we get somebody to, but all the rich people we got in this town, somebody will probably be able to donate something.
How many places you eat?
Huh? Just making me look into it. I'm like, it's like,
Yeah, but
yeah, right. Well, we can put that everything in one location. This makes sense.
so who's opposed to it? Now, but wait a minute. The neighborhood association don't have legal authority to deny you.
They're gonna fight all the way to City Hall, literally.
But there's no law that says you can't move it.
The day you did not realize there was an opposition to go into the United States. That's when we found out that that's nothing community. Even though we're gonna be in the community, it said we're to use your footprint. You're in the community footprint. I mean, that's what you push it out. When they say it's a tragedy when it happens to you, and when it happens to somebody else, it's, it's a tragedy. It's an inconvenience when it happens to somebody else, but it's a tragedy when it happens to you. So it all depends on where you're sitting. See, they said,
all right, let me give you guys a VIP number right now. 323-0042. Now it's still working. I'll give it an engineer on the other one. 323-0042. Come on, say your piece. It seems that we are duplicitous in our personalities here in Montgomery, Alabama, with the Salvation Army. When nobody can help you, they send you to the Salvation Army. Now the Salvation Army needs a little help, and they're not asking for charity. They're willing to pay for a place, but nobody wants them in their place until your house burns down, and then you figure out, ooh, we need votes. So I'm just thinking, what kind of representatives are we in the city? The mayor is always talking about homeless. Well, you guys work with the homeless, and we can't seem to get you. On the church going folks out there, it's got to be somebody in this city. They can offer them. They're not going to church. They're going to divide it. I just buy it. It's the right word. You got some funds because you were bought out, but you can't do anything everywhere you go. It's kind of like oh, wait a minute. Mr. Calhoun he said the citizens in the district don't want it. The perception is real. He said the perception is reality. All that see is what's on Maxwell Boulevard for 50 years. It represents the people's interests. I understand what the Salvation Army does, but nobody wants them. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good morning. Good morning.
That is true. It was looked at one time, but it's such a large facility that we don't want to bite off more than we can chew. As far as this is concerned, because we also depend upon our local donors to help support us, as well as grants and money from the federal government to help support all the programs we do. So I have not looked at that facility since I've arrived here, but I understand my predecessor did look at it, and it was just feeling as if it was over on me. As far as
You're correct. Basically, what happened is there was a decision made before I got there. But there was opportunities for Salvation Army. It was, in all, being fair to the city, I think there was years before there was some buildings in other places offered the Salvation Army that Salvation that didn't meet the program with that. But there was no plan to move out, have something in hand before we got to where we are. That's how we get where we are today. We're planning. That's we're using local funds that we have to help pay rent. We're also working in conjunction with the American Project. So we kind of our casework that help those individuals get around to the different agencies that we have to do. And what's that agency again, sir? We'll do that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, I've just been told that they've offered, and you said, he said that they've offered Plainville Road School. I'm not aware of that one. I just met with them a week ago. I went school, I think, went to the meeting, I think the students were offered the table before 3 years. I would be completely open to this. Here's another one, Bonnie Crest, which is over in my neighborhood, which I wouldn't have a problem with. I think that's Park Federal Drive over here. Not just called Bonnie Crest. It used to be a place where the high bucket wants to go play golf. Are you familiar with that one? No, I'm not. It's called Bonnie Crest. So maybe see that's why you need to come here. Talk more often. But Bonnie Crest and if they did take the university off, then I guess that's not enough. But first of all, everybody can't keep saying let's help the homeless. But when it comes to help the homeless, nobody wants to. Bonnie Crest, I don't know who you contact. I'll ask him to give you the number of whoever owns the. You know where we're talking about? If you keep going down Federal Drive to the old that new Walmart down there, right before you get there, way up the road here, there's a country club that used to be there called Bonnie Crest. And so I don't know. I mean, it's far enough. It's not in the neighborhood. Not that far from the neighborhood. We got to put it somewhere. You know, I think the big thing is even if it was a great community house with everybody, everybody is using we're very protective of this so, and when we come to our programs, when we change the structure and direction of heaven, you're coming into our program, and you're going to release the I'm trying to get people to understand we're doing away with that system. The system now is if you come into our program, you live in that program, that means you're there all day long. And if you're there during the day, we're meeting with instructors and trying to find out what's the next setting goals and outcomes so that we can move forward, not just I'm going to try my best to get a phone number from you guys. Now, somebody said the old Calhoun place over there on Southern Boulevard. I think they changed that into a storage facility now. It's still over there. Now let me ask you a question, and I realize that the pedophile or pedophile, I realize they got a bad name, they got this and that. What do you think in this station?
Yeah, and that's why we look at them on some of this. We just do the
Because you're doing the deal, but we doing the you.
Good point, good point. Yeah, but the reality of it is programs that
Right.
yeah. And so you have to do that because it's but keep in mind that's all about food. That's what it's about. That's food. It's protecting those in our programs and it's protecting those who live around our programs.
Yeah.
In the neighborhoods and stuff. So it's just it's again, I want to emphasize we are no longer a flop house.
Okay, well that's good. The numbers here, according to somebody just saw our numbers are 2409224. I got Mr. Calhoun on, and we are going on a two-way conversation right now. He's trying to get somebody to call us, I guess, about some of these places. So we'll see if he gets on in a second. Good morning, on there. Good morning. Is there a number where people can reach you to have them leave a message or something like that?
Our office number, and I'll be happy to speak with anybody. The number for the office is 334-265-0281. 265-0281. My name is Major Brooks.
You get that number one more time,
265-0281.
0231. Can I leave a message?
Yes, definitely. We have staff there all day long. If you message, you can come out there and get it to you.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. Okay, I think this is the guy. Hold on, so this is somebody that's called, I believe, from one of them places. Good morning, on there. Good morning. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good morning. Oh, no, I was just saying good morning to you. This is Major Brooks. Right. Right.
Now, you said this thing about, wait a minute. You said this thing about footprint. Everybody's car is nobody's footprint. Mm-hmm.
So, we're just, we my predecessor turned.
appreciate it. I got to take a last break. When we come back, I'll get a major and the last word. I'm reminded that there's a story about a person who went to live and able to put him in the manger. I'm reminded that nobody wanted him in the end. What is that? Speak to Harvey Johnson. He really won that. What was the first step? Well, she's talking about happening the first step. We didn't do it. He did. He got to do it. And on top of that, he never went to the contact. But if the mayor's willing to give public transportation to go out there, I think we're the best. So look at the most of it. You're speaking us to the edge of town, but yet we've been in town all of these years. What you're telling me we can do is, first of all, you're trying to tell us how we're supposed to do. The reality is, off the radio, let's go forward about this, because I can assure you, you're not going to win. Because you can't tell somebody really can't. That's true. Just like the Neighbors Association. Legitimately, she's not. I thought you always. I mean, legally, they can't tell us. They can't take. Like my commander said, it comes down to you decide to leave. If you want to fight, you got to fight. We have attorneys that's got work for us. We can do this because the court system is going to say you cannot control the subject matter. Okay, you can say you cannot be housed in that facility. Right. But you can't say that the Salvation Army cannot be there and run their programs out of it. Why don't you just do it? So that's another story. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, the division commander, national commander, and their concern is the perception. Their concern is the relationship between citizens and army. We depend on them. He told me he worked with right because the perception that people become. What about the other area? What about driving down South Boulevard and just looking on both sides of the street? Why not go out on Taylor Road? Why is Taylor involved? There's a thing behind the here. We have 4 people that yeah, at that and all around the highway too. Yeah. You're so you're bringing the subject matter for these people that we're talking. This is not your problem. Well, we certainly we need to, but I will say one thing. We get some light. Had an appreciate something I asked for yeah, because I knew you guys work together. You know, you seem to be and we can do it again. I mean, listen, I don't. Hopefully, though, we're calling about the dining stuff. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I'm reminded of the Major story. Nobody want him in the end. So no room in the end. Well, we do got room. We do got room. And maybe, I think why is there so much crime sometimes? Is there crime because there's a lack of opportunity, or is there a lack of opportunity because there's crime? Is there lack of respect for these people because they down and out, or are they down and out because of lack of respect? I don't know. And I don't live in the Taj Mahal myself, but I'm sure glad to have something over my head. I'm here to repent. Now, a lot of times I have to check
the other piece is, is too, Kevin, is, I'm not talking about moving that. Okay, so what if we don't do housing? We find an apartment complex that we can technically buy and do a transitional housing program out of the facility and parents get the neighborhood that really help them. The point is they just don't want it because at the Carmichael Center, our plan was to build a full-size youth facility that would help that community. But yet, we're not
Why
willing
don't you say that about what you had told us you didn't do one there anyway? You said you didn't put homeless there. Okay, we're back. Got a couple more minutes left. I'm gonna give these guys the last word. It does seem we are kind of hostile though, as a city to these people. Who it's an amazing thing when you're down on your luck. When the two places we want to go to, Salvation Army and Catholic Tourism. And it seems like maybe sometimes we're so helpful. Let me grab the last call for you guys, and I'll give you guys the last word. Good morning on there. No, yes, we have sat down with nothing. No, well, we ain't going to get rid of the water park. So now, let me take one more, and then I'll give you my last one. Good morning on there. Okay, thank you. I'll give you guys the last word, and what do you need help with? What do you need done, and how can people reach you if they get an idea? Let me take this because I think maybe should have the last word if you leave that stage. As I said, keep in mind, since I've been here, Major's the third person. Major's been here 2.5, 3 months. He came in from Iowa, and he's picking up this part of the running with it. And we had Major Johnson part of that, and then we had Clarence and then Roberts. So things are changing as far as management goes. Now, and I did make a statement before planning, we should have a place to go before we move from down there. But that happened. And I got to say this, leadership has changed since then. All the there's we have a new district commander, we have a territory commander, we have a new corps officer. So we're trying to make sure we're trying to be part of the leaderhood. Our thing here is we want to help the community among them and with you. I appreciate the fact that everybody's pushing for but that's not what we want to do here. But I mean, there's a couple of things that were stated by the president that meeting. It was good meeting. I was okay with it when I walked away. I was disappointed. I was hoping for some support come out of it. But in that conversation, I never stated that they were forcing to stand on it. I said they would have the opportunity to stand on it. They would never get forced on it. Before we told them they had to build the facility in the previous location. That's not the way to put it on. Second of all, I even made the offer to not put housing on the Carmichael property. But on top of that, we stated that we wanted to build a facility for youth programs and have life skills and everything going on there to help keep people prevent themselves and a place for people in the neighborhood to go. But yet we were told, as she states in our quote, you're not rented. At what given time that's kind of hard. At what given time after 120 years of Southern being in this community, are we now not rented? Nor do we not get an opportunity to choose where we put our location. I mean, evidently they love and support the Salvation Army, but we don't want you here. What have we done wrong to prove that we can't be there? The reality of it all comes down to this. We got to find a place that meets our needs, not what everybody else is telling us. Or when the Salvation Army has to say, okay, maybe we just don't need to be in Montgomery anymore. Then you can tell me who's going to take care of those 1,500 to 2,000 kids at Christmas time that we assist. Who's going to pay the electric bills for senior citizens and people with disabilities because we're working for one time? Who is going to give out food bags daily to individuals that are coming in and out of our food food? Who's going to do case management with these people that we put in, these families that we put in hotels and stuff, and move the next thing?
Many people think that the Salvation Army is gone in the community. No, we're just not seen right now, but we are very strong in the community and it's the people, day in and day out. What we need is somebody to step up and say, hey, we want you in our meeting because we know you're going to make a difference in this neighborhood.
Well, look, and I'll see if I can get somebody from the Bonnie Press thing. It's on I know where you're right. Yeah, go in and take a look. See, and it's not way on the boonies. And it's within the city. It's not in my neighborhood. So I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. So now I don't speak for the whole neighborhood because I'm really so, but I don't. We gotta stop saying no and saying yes. Because this is somebody saying you're new. I'm new, but this is not home. I was only supposed to be here for this season. And, unfortunately, my family sisters didn't do their job. I get that. I admit that. We own that. But when Major Harvey came in, he started changing that. And when I got here, we definitely changed it. And we have a plan. We just have to do it. Well, you have an advocate now on the airways of Montgomery, which is me. If you have an advocate now with me, then my reach is long. And so what we do, not right. That's that. So what we'll do is, I'll use my overabundance of influence to do what I can for you. We appreciate that. Don't be surprised to get into I'm just saying, sometimes we think we hurt the league when we really, pop out. But I'll do it. These airways are open to you guys anytime you want to. And you guys get a problem, you need to help raise money, whatever the person to do, and we're willing to do that for you. Because you know what? There, but by the grace of God, go out. And lately, with light bill going up, it may be quicker than oh, guys, don't forget, there's more blessed to be get. Oh. Hello, my Shay. You calling to tell my face you got a face for him? Hold on a second. Hold on, let me make you talk to them. I'll see you. Well, this is good. I read it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, man. Great meeting you. You too, man. Okay. I love you, son. Oh, when you get back, you need to talk to him. Tell him you have to get back into doing this. Because somebody's got to take my time. You know, we're gonna need something. That was my neighbor Kenny. Yeah. Because we bumped into his head. Can you give me that number one more time? 7. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Yeah, council. It's councilwoman for District 3. Somebody gave me her notes, her personal phone number. I'm not to give that person's name out. That's just call her. She's just north of me. So I'm gonna give her a call. She's coming later. Just set a time with her. Because nothing's up to yeah. The issue is coming on here. We make people aware that you guys ain't know. They really them. I'm with Business Administrator, and one of the day I asked them, you can do this down and down. At the end of the list, you got to go to my side. And that's what we're trying to get away from. You use the word. Well, that's really, appreciate it. Very nice. If you ever need the airways, let me know.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's software for 15 years. They're coming up with a help you a local premium information. They also promote the good stuff. Who the largest of the world. That is you for the best report. This name is still going to Google out. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by doing a free reputation report card with Reputation Defender. What call? You can give 401 6681 to speak to the expert. That's 401 6681.
Vaccine mistrust. Shit. Animals. Anti-vaccine.
Think that ineffective. Almost a third think it's necessary. Disease transmission. The organization is the only one mandated in most states, with the majority of vets recommend vaccines for parvo, distemper, and hepatitis. News. Even if you're delivery, and the other tip, and your national report has been significantly outside the order. You're picking it up and
You could people want to do something that would make their life better. That's what happens. Yeah, with the thing with the dossier and the phone call you during the Russian Revolution, and no witch hunts. Were it not for double standards, the Lizard King would have no standards at all. What a reptile that man is. Do you think he sheds his skin once a year? I think it's quite possible. And what's with that tongue hanging out of his mouth like a gecko? Well, happy Wednesday to you. Hump Day is hitting on his head. Always got to clear out the energize your bunny like you had it over. Secret Service closed the driveway. So it's nothing big and has a place to play. Yeah, nothing bad. It's carpeted on the inside. Very 70. No, once again, my top limit over. The illegal alien murderer, I mentioned in this case because of Joe Biden, that murdered woman was stabbing her to death. 38 times in front of her two little children, I think a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old left them for murder. An illegal alien. And he had